Good afternoon. This is Debbie Bratton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Robert, Missouri. I'm jumping on this afternoon with my day 3 of my silly old bear cards. They've just been so much fun to make. I know that I'm just a little bit early, so I wanted to be sure that I was straight, and I think I am straight. I just moved it a little bit, and so we shall see what happens when I move it. That looks pretty good. It's just a tad off, but I don't think it's really enough to bother us. So I got on early just to be sure I could get everything straight. So it looks like we still have like 2 minutes until it's time to start. While we're waiting, just to see if anybody's going to hop on, I wanted to show you what I have. This little container, and what I've done is I just cut out different of the characters out of the paper. Sometimes it might come right out of the middle of something that I'm going to use as a background, and then I have some of these cut and some extra honey jars and things so that I could just keep it ready for when I'm making cards with this set. I have different containers like that for a lot of different sets, because now I'm just thinking I did not get out an Eeyore for the inside. So we can look in here. I'm almost positive that I have an Eeyore in here. Here we go. Now see, he's all ready to go. And another thing is that you get 2 sheets with like these different scenes. They're either the ovals or the long square ones, and then you get 2 of each of those, so 4 sheets all together. But I had already made some silly old bear cards, so I kind of used up some of my background scenes. So when I'm showing you how to make these, I'm showing you how you can use a different piece of the DSP or something to make the same card. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to use the piece that is a picture of the 100 Acre Woods, just all the trees and things like that. And I kind of think it looks pretty good. But again, if you were to buy the DSP, you'd have enough to make 2 of these if you hadn't made any other. Or the other side of this is Blue for Skies. And so that's what I used it for too, is I made some cards with the sky in for the back, for the mat. So therefore, I had to cut these and not be able to use them to do the scenes. So it says it's 2 o'clock now, so we can get started. Thank you for joining me. My name is Debbie Bratton, and I'm your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Robert, Missouri. If you're watching, if you could just type me a little hello or hi or a little wave, that would be great. This is day 3, and this is our card for today. It never hurts to keep looking up. And then on the inside, I have You're on My Mind and In My Heart. And this is just my little post-it to remind me what stamp sets I used for the greetings, so I didn't. Sometimes when I make a bunch of cards and then I go back, I have to keep searching which sentiment set did I use, where did I get those words. So this time I just put little post-it notes in them. And this is that I'm using the sweet words for this. And then for this on the inside, it comes from Friendly Foliage. But you can use a lot of different things for greetings. I also picked this greeting because I could use the banner saying punch to punch it out. So let's get started. So first I have my card base, which is the normal 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. And I'm just going to crease it very well. So now I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have another big background picture like this one. So what it is, I took this, which is the 100 Acre Woods. One side is the map of it, the other side is just like trees. And I used some hydrangea hue in the back, and I sponged or blended some of that back here, and I used some garden green and sponged the grass just to give it a little color. And I cut the paper so that there's Pooh Bear climbing up the tree there. And we're going to add some other characters in there. So I think it's going to turn out pretty cute. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you like it. It's just an alternative if you don't happen to, if you've used the other side of this, which is the sky with the clouds paper, if you use that for something else. So let's get started. First of all, I have our mat here, and I picked different colors just because it will go better with what I used in this picture than, you know, there's a lot more hydrangea hue in this picture. So I saved paper by, I cut out this for a different card, and so I have this left, which measures 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to glue that down. No, I'm not, because I just remembered I want to put ribbon around it at the bottom to put the greeting. And every time I want to do that, I forget and glue it down, and then I lose the ability to do that. So we're first going to start out with putting glue on our paper here, on our DSP, and we're just going to kind of go around because I know that the middle has a hole in it. So to keep it from getting glue all over my glass mat, I'm not going to glue the middle till I go to glue it onto the base. And we're going to very carefully line this up. Now I made this be just a 1/16 of an inch border, just a slight, just to give it a little bit of the Early Espresso color around the edges. And we did good at not getting any glue in the middle. We're going to take our tear and tape. Tomorrow my package comes with my new roll of tear and tape. I've been trying to be so careful with it because I didn't want to run out before I got my new package. Because I just love tear and tape. Okay, we're going to pick the backing off with our pick a tool. Trying to always remember. Sometimes I just lay these on the side and then I forget to, and somehow they get off on the floor, and then the dog gets them stuck on the bottom of his feet or something, and they get walked all over the house. So now I'm using this basic beige ribbon with a pecan pie little stripe running through it, but you're welcome to use any ribbon that you have. I just had some of this in my stash and I thought it goes well with the colors. So I'm just going to come across here and put this on the bottom. And then I'm going to find my ribbon scissors. I always want to thank Gina when I use these because she gave them to me a few years ago when we met at the convention in Indianapolis. And I had just moved to Missouri and I didn't really know anybody. And so happens I go to Indianapolis and meet somebody who lives in the same town as I do. Okay, so now we have that. Now we can glue the whole thing down to our card base. If you wanted to, you could pop this up. I'm not going to. Okay. So now we're going to see what words we're going to use. We're going to use It Never Hurts to Keep Looking Up. And I have this paper here, some very vanilla. And I had my blocks ready. And I'm going to use garden green to match the card base. I I know that you probably see, I was going to start coloring in all the leaves with the Peaceful Pine shimmer pen, but I didn't know if I really liked that. So when I go to put Mr. Owl on, I'm going to hide that leaf. It was just an experiment to see what I thought it would look like. And I got a little bit dark up here, so the owl is going to cover both spots. So I'm going to try to put this in the middle, and I'm going to try to get it straight. Excuse my head if I get it in the picture. Oh, I almost got it straight, but I'm pretty sure we can straighten it up with the punch. I'm just going to leave that open because I have the inside words to do too. So we know it's going to go in this longest one here in the middle. I'm going to move this just so I don't get my hands in it. When I go to close the ink pads, however I close it, my thumb always gets a line on it. Every time. But not the new magnetic stamp pads. It does not happen. Okay, so we're going to get this in here so that it looks straight. I'm going to hold it for a second, and it looks very straight to me, and then I'm going to punch. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And I have this cut out here, so we're going to glue this. In here. I just cut this rectangle out of the garden green. I could cut it at both ends to make, but I'm not good at getting them to line up with the already cut out spots, so I'm just going to leave it as a whole rectangle. Then as long as I have my ink open, I'm going to stop and stamp the inside, which says you're on my mind and in my heart. I think that sounds like it could be a good saying for birthday, for get well, for just thinking of you. We're going to see if I can get it straight. That's pretty good. A little heavy on the heart there. And then we have Eeyore to put here in the corner. And you can cut out whichever characters you like. Hi, Judy. I'm so glad you're watching. Hi, Anna. I'm so glad you're watching. I'm just putting Eeyore here on the inside. See how the back of that one paper has all the sky? So you have to decide, do you want sky or do you want characters? I kind of did a little bit of sky and then saved most of it for the characters. And we're going to put this on the inside. I'm not going to glue this down because I'll write my message and everything, and if I happen to make a mistake, I can always flip it over and start again. So now let's decorate this outside. First we'll take our greeting, and we're going to find our dimensionals here. And so we are going to pop up the greeting. I can't believe that next week is going to be, next Wednesday is July the 1st. I think June just flew by. I don't even feel like it was a week. But I've been very busy going to graduations and recitals and different things. This Sunday I have the family reunion for my dad's side of the family. It's about an hour and a half away. It's just a one-day picnic. And then in August, I have my mom's side of the family, which is a weekend camping trip. We stay in, my daughter and the kids and I stay in a cabin that's right near the campground. So let's put Mr. Owl here. We're going to make it look like he's standing on this branch right here. And that way he's going to hide the dark spot I did up there and the one leaf that I colored in. Now maybe you liked how I colored in the leaves and you want to go color them in with the peaceful pine. It might look good. I just couldn't decide if I really liked it and I didn't want to do it all and then ruin the whole sheet. And then I have Piglet blowing a dandelion. And all these I cut out with the dies. They are pretty easy, especially like the owl's really easy to fussy cut. And so I'm going to put him sitting on the ground up here. And of course we have Pooh Bear. He's crawling up right there. Good thing I looked to be sure I didn't cover him up with the label. But he's climbing up the tree there. And here are our earth tone shimmer jewels. And we'll put a couple of these on. I'm going to use these vanilla ones because I seem to have a lot of those. I'm going to do one big and two little. Of course, they do not want to cooperate when you're on video. There we go. Our last thing is some Stella. So here's my Stella pen. What should we Stella? I think we should Stella Pooh down here climbing the tree. And Owl. And Piglet. I know that you can't really see this the glitter very well on a video, but I can see it. I'm going to also get this dandelion. So there we go. Fast and easy. It only took like 15 minutes and we already have a card all ready to go. And they pretty much look the same. I know it's a different scene in the background, but we still have all the elements there. The owl, Piglet, and we even have Pooh Bear climbing the tree there. I wish that he wasn't so far down in the picture, but when I cut the paper, that's where he ended up to be. I hope you have a great afternoon. We're expecting rain. It's really getting cloudy out from today until Saturday night, so it seems like I'll probably be in the house for a few days. Have a great rest of your week. Love you guys. Bye.